Early morning, Freetown Street, mist hovers over rain-soaked ground. Every day at the junction sat Posori, his face hidden behind dust and pity. He shook his rusty cup and smiled without showing teeth. People tossed coins and walked away lighter, never knowing what they left behind. Destiny can be stolen quietly like breath in sleep. Komba was only 13, but her heart was older than fear. She watched Posori every morning, counting the people who gave and forgot. Something about his shadow moved too slow. Something about his smile felt like a trap wrapped in pity. One by one, children vanished, no blood, no noise, only emptiness. The elders said spirits were hungry again. But Komba saw the beggar smile each time a child's name was called. She felt her spine turn cold as truth whispered, "He feeds on what he begs for." "Don't stare at that man," Mama Yoya said, her voice shaking. "Some eyes steal what they see." She covered Komba's head with a red scarf and blew out the light. Outside, a dry wind scratched the walls like a beggar's nails. The coin rolled slow, spinning until it stopped by his foot. Posori didn't touch it, yet it slid into his cup by itself. Komba's heartbeat missed a step. Some things don't need hands to take, only permission. That night, Komba heard whispers from under her bed. Children's voices, soft, tired, lost. "Give it back," they moaned. She pressed her ears shut, but the whispers crawled into her dreams. The air smelled like rust and old tears. Mr. Komara stopped mid-sentence, eyes empty. His chalk crumbled, his voice faded. By evening he forgot his own name. Komba saw Posori outside the window, grinning with that same rusty cup. She knew the teacher's destiny had been taken. In her dream, the river ran red and coins floated like dead fish. A voice said, "Destiny is liquid, easy to pour, hard to keep." When she woke, her palms were wet with something that wasn't sweat. The market buzzed, but when Posori passed, goats stopped bleating and children hid. He smelled like wet earth and forgotten prayers. Yet no one dared speak. In Freetown, fear often wears a familiar face. One evening, rain fell without sound, each drop frozen in midair. Komba stood alone as the world held its breath. Through the silence came the beggar's laugh, thin and sharp. Even the sky refused to move while he fed. Long ago, Grandma said, there was a man who begged not for food but for faith. He ate luck like rice. The children laughed, but Komba didn't. She knew stories were warnings disguised as entertainment. At midnight, Komba peeked from her window. Under his mat, a blue light pulsed like a heartbeat. Each flash sent ripples through the ground, as if the earth itself owed him something. She felt the light reach for her. Musa used to run faster than wind. Now he sat still, eyes empty, saying nothing. When Posori walked past, Musa's head fell sideways like sleep had won too soon. Komba screamed. But no sound came out, the air was owned. Enough fear. Enough silence. If no one would stop him, she would. She tied her red scarf tight, took Papa's old lantern, and whispered, "Let the dark see me too." Even the shadows shivered as she stepped into night. He moved like smoke, here, then gone. Komba followed quietly, her feet bare to the mud. Every corner breathed a warning. Still, she followed, because curiosity is a fire that burns even the careful. The roots parted when he whispered a name not made for humans. Cold air spilled out, carrying the smell of salt and souls. Komba's teeth chattered, but she did not run. Destiny waited beyond that door. The walls breathed, wet and alive. Each bowl of fire held a face, some smiling, some crying. She recognized them all. The missing children had become flames. Posori whispered, "They wanted hope, I gave them home." He lifted the bowl, and the mist inside screamed silently. Each wisp was a piece of someone's future, torn, traded, stored. He drank from it, and his wrinkles smooth. Fate tastes sweeter than honey, he murmured. You're stealing their light, she shouted. Posori turned slowly, his eyes two black holes. He laughed, and the flames flickered in fear. Little one, he said, I only take what people waste. The echo of his voice scratched her bones. The mangrove whispered like old women gossiping in the dark. Komba's lantern trembled, its flame fighting the heavy air. She felt eyes everywhere, watching from behind wet roots. Still, she pressed on, one step, one breath, one heartbeat away from danger. The river shivered without reason. A shape rose from its surface, not solid, not smoke, something in between. Turn back, it said in a voice made of echoes. Komba stood her ground, whispering, if I turn back, he wins. The water sighed and swallowed its warning. Ahead, bottles clinked softly, tied to tree limbs by red string. Inside each floated a human shadow, faint and moving. Her stomach turned, but she knew what it meant. The beggar didn't just take people's fate, he bottled their light like honey for his spirits. Mud squelched where she didn't step. Footprints appeared behind her, slow and heavy. Who's there? She called. Silence. Then a soft voice, her own, replied, you shouldn't have come. Komba's lantern flickered, showing no one at all. A drumbeat rose from the darkness, slow, deep, and heavy like a heart too tired to live. It made the air vibrate, made her bones ache. In every echo, she heard her name stretched long, Kuwamba. Even her shadow began to move to its rhythm. From the mist came a voice, calm, cracked, too kind to trust. Why follow me, child? Posori said without turning. The world forgets what it gives me. His shadow stretched to her feet like a tongue of smoke. Go home before I take what's left. Between mangrove roots stood a small temple of sticks and bones, glowing faintly. Clay pots lined the ground, each holding something alive but unseen. The air stank of blood, salt, and prayers never finished. Komba whispered, this is where destinies sleep. The air thickened. Whispers swam around her ears, voices of men, women, children, all trapped. Help us, they moaned. Komba held her lantern high, its flame shaking as if it too feared what it saw. I will, she said, though her knees shook. On the wall, hundreds of shadows moved, whispering without mouths. They reached toward her, longing for warmth. Each one was a soul stolen from Freetown. Her stomach knotted. She recognized some faces, her neighbors, her teacher, her friend's father. You can't save them, said the spirit, voice like burning water. Their fate feeds me. It circled Posori, caressing him like a pet. Bring me more, and I'll make you eternal. Posori lowered his head. And if I stop? Then you die, it hissed. You already steal what's not yours. Komba shouted. Her voice echoed like a bell in the swamp. The beggar turned, eyes white as ash. Oh, he smiled, the little one who stares too long. You have a strong light. It will taste sweet. The bowl glowed brighter, its surface swirling with faces crying soundlessly. When Posori touched it, the water rose like smoke. Each coin they gave me bought their fate, he said softly. People pay for blindness. I only collect. Shadows detached from the wall, circling Komba. The air exploded with movement. Shadows tore from the wall, spinning around her like hungry birds. Komba dropped her lantern, fire hit water, hissed, died. Darkness fell. She felt hands of smoke on her face, whispering her own fears back to her. In panic, she raised her mother's red scarf, it burned with strange light. You took enough, she cried. The glow pushed the shadows back for a heartbeat. The spirit screamed, the blood of mothers protects, but not for long. Posori's skin cracked, leaking light like broken pottery. Beneath it, something dark moved, something older than hunger. I didn't choose this, he whispered. The spirit chose me. For a second, pity pierced Comba's fear. Then he lunged. Just as his hands reached her, the lantern flared again, not yellow, but white-blue. The swamp froze. Even the insects went silent. The spirit shrieked, shrinking back. Light, the kind from inside people, had chosen its side. You dare, roared the spirit, wind thrashing the trees. The clay pots rattled, breaking one by one, freeing ghostly lights that spiraled upward. They are mine, it howled. But freedom, once begun, is hard to chain again. Help me, he gasped, clutching his chest. His own shadow began to crawl away, dragging pieces of him with it. It's taking me, he screamed. Comba stared thief and victim in one. Then stop stealing, she whispered. Let go. The spirit hissed, give me your destiny, and I'll release theirs. Around her, faces of the stolen sword pleading, glowing faint. Her hands shook. If I give mine, she said, I end this. Silence. The world waited for her answer. She stepped forward, barefoot, into the bowl's light. Take me, she said. The spirit smiled wide, then screamed. For her light burned hotter than it could bear. Every soul trapped inside burst free, flying into the night like sparks from a dying fire.